What's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Corner Store Podcast. This is your host, yours truly, OMD300. That stands for Old Man Dex 300, Dexter Davis, aka Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze. Welcome to the Corner Store Podcast. It is Thursday, and I believe it is the 17th of December, 2025. Another day, another 45 cents. Yeah, reduced from another day, another dollar to another day, another 45 cents. You know goddamn well that shit is true. Don't even act like it ain't true. That shit is definitely true. We living in a time where all the effort you put in at work or whatever you're doing, depending on if you got your own business, because if you got your own business, you call in your own shots, and you are definitely taking advantage of selling whatever product you're trying to sell, and you're trying to make more money than you could ever make in your life. And I'm gonna tell you why you're doing that. You're doing that because that's the fuck what you fucking supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be trying to make a success of yourself. With that said, why do we live in a country that promotes their citizens to do that? Promotes their citizens to go out and try to do as much as they can, but on the other end, they do as much as they possibly can on the backside to stop you from doing that with higher taxes, putting in politicians that never did or never will give two fucks about you, the state of your affairs, your kids' well-being, the security of your home, or any of that. Why do we continue to let this happen by going to these jobs that are not only tedious, time-consuming, boring, and outright lousy, clocking in and working with people you know goddamn well you don't even really much less respect or care to be around? And that's no disrespect to them, because everybody, and I'm sure somebody right now, somebody on this live chat, who we happen to have two people, and I like two thumbs up whenever you get a chance, hit that thumbs up button, as well as become a member or a subscriber if you haven't already done that to Corner Store Television, so you could watch Corner Store Podcast every Tuesday and Thursday, come hell or high water. To be honest with you, the sad part about what I'm saying right now is the fact that we live in a world, and always have been. The only difference is back in the day, they used to hide it quite well. They used to hide it very well, that they had real and true disdain for the citizens of the United States. And I'm talking every color of person. Every color in the spectrum has been dismissed, disenfranchised, and absolutely treated with the utmost disdain. And you know what? A lot of people are going to be like, damn, I feel that. And the people who are doing well in life, living in upper middle class households, maybe feeling the crunch a little bit more these days than ever, but still got enough money to act better than, act a little bit better and above their station. I'm probably sitting there going, no, I don't feel no crunch. Yeah, you know what? They don't like you either. That's why your tax is so high. If you're upper middle class and you're not in the top 3%, I'm talking about if you're not making over $2-3 million a year, if you're not making over $2 or $3 million a year, and that's your money, not your business money. Because if you got a business worth $2 or $3 million, you probably only making about 200,000-300,000 a year. I'm talking about you bring home every year your money personally, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. You're in a higher tax bracket than most. And what that means is you're not feeling the crunch. Never. I don't give a damn if it was a Democrat in office. You are never ever gonna feel the crunch if you're a millionaire. You ain't gonna feel the crunch of nothing. The fuck are you talking about? You're never gonna feel the crunch. You'll feel a few pinches. If they make you pay your fair share a little bit more. I'm gonna tell you right now, any one of us, hopefully nobody crazy enough to fuck this up. But if any one of us were to be given $10 million right now, if you end up homeless, or people gonna come to you and ask for money, and you know what to say to them. You know to look at the situation and who it is, what the need is, and everything. Most of the time, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, it's gonna be no. I can't help you. I don't care if I do got 10 million. Not gonna do that. But you know who deserves money. You know who deserves the house. You know who deserves all that. And even if you were given 10 million right now out the sky, God was to just go, yeah, go ahead on. This is for you. You've been itching, deserving, da da da, and it comes to you. If you blow that money, something is you're crazy. Even in these times, even in the days we're living in right now. Me as an individual, my kids are grown. I only have 3 children. Their mothers are great women, and I probably bless them with something. It'd be substantial, but it ain't gonna be nothing that's gonna dent my pockets. They'll be taken care of. They'll be like, damn, thank you. I would if I was them, regardless of however the relationship went or whatever. If I was to come up on 10 million and I was to give them some money, and a lot of it, 100 bands type money, they'll be like, thanks, nigga. Especially today. 100 bands go a long way too if you use it right. Because most people that's smart, if they get $100,000, that's going to just be put away so it can draw interest. You're going to use a little bit of it, but not enough to where the interest ain't going to compile. What I'm saying by saying all this is, at the beginning of the podcast, when I started this, you better gather amongst yourself. You better figure this shit out, because we living in some times right now that if you ain't got no money, shit's gonna start getting weird around here. That's why people was out here buying land in Arizona and shit, building their own septics, and because if you buy some land in the middle of nowhere, you're not attached to no sewer system or something like that. You're going to be taking the shit, and if you're going to do it in your house, you're going to create some kind of water circulation system. And in other words, I don't even get into all of the stuff you got to do to build a homestead wherever that may be. But people see something coming. People see something coming economically. People see something coming country-wise. And it's part of it is the leadership of the current day. This dude that they didn't let slide up in that presidency is really, really off his fucking rocker, man. Bro, it's really, for real, he really crazy. Now, the last time he became president, it was a joke. I remember motherfuckers were like, why is he running? Niggas was like, I'm like, oh man, that nigga ain't gonna win. No, Trump ain't gonna win. We thought he was just like any other person that was an oddball. Even back in the day when Jesse Jackson ran, I was like, why are you running, bro? Like, you're not winning shit. There's certain people that throw their name in for the presidency. You wash them off like they just running for publicity or whatever. I don't know. For whatever reason, you knew they weren't gonna win. But when that motherfucker won, motherfuckers was like, what the fuck? Trump is president? And it was a shock. It's like the first 2 years of his first presidency, it was a shock. Niggas was like, what the fuck? This second time, it was strategic and crazy, man. I ain't never seen a president. Joe Biden was under so much scrutiny. You would have thought he was Barack Obama the way they was fucking with him. This political thing we got going on now in this world is fucked up. This shit crazy. So at the beginning of the podcast, I was basically saying, you better get your bread, man. I have aligned myself with trying to do some acting. I haven't been really on that lately, but I have been in some shit. I told myself I wanted to do that. I'm not a SAG actor. I'm not in the union, but I've done a lot of non-union shit, even on videos and uh, Netflix shit, Amazon shit. For real, the shit kills me. It tickles me pink pause on all the stuff that I've done in the industry. You know, some cool shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was afforded that by praying about it and asking and having the desire to do it. The comedy shit. There's video out there of me doing stand up and everything. Some that I took and some that other people took of me. You know, some real prime flappers in Burbank, Haha, North Hollywood, Comedy Chateau, North Hollywood. I did some shit at the Ice House, some little club I did with this one chick. I worked with podcasters Danny Mullen, Blake Rozier. What's that chick name? Kat Toledo. She's a comic. I was on her show and shit. So you know, a motherfucker been doing his, you know, his heart desires. Then you know the podcasting stuff turned into something very unexpected. I always wanted to do something like this, and it fucking happened. You know, and God willing, the monetization thing is kicked in. It's slowly but surely picking up. I have merch now. You gotta fucking go out there and do some shit, man. I got a comic book fucking company now. I haven't done my podcast called uh, Comic Book Corner lately, and I'm gonna do that really soon. I'm gonna have an episode of that, and I'm gonna show you some of the characters from my comic book company. Real cool. It is all digital comics. The comic books are $5. Some of the comic book material ranges from 7 minutes to like 13 minutes of comic book pages passing by with cinematic music and shit. I mean, I'm trying every fucking thing, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. Trying everything. Aside from working little odd jobs here and there, I was working for companies, and when you're blessed enough to not do something you feel is not for you, that's you know you really getting blessed by God. If you can go on a job, looking on the outside in and saying that might work, that job might be cool, and get hired and go working and be like, nah, I don't fuck with that, and tell them politely, I appreciate the employment, but this ain't for me. When you can do that, you know you're being blessed by the Almighty because you're really pursuing what you really want to do. I made a record. I did an album. Now the next thing, my next plan is, and when it regards to music, is creating a website so people can go buy my music straight from me. I'm not doing the Spotify thing anymore. I'm not doing that no more. They can fucking what I've created so far. You know, it's already on there. You know, it's in their archives and everything. And you know, they every year the service that I use to be on Spotify is going to be like, oh, you're going to pay this year. Don't lose, you know, your music, whatever. I'm like, fuck it. At that point, you like let them have this shit. That's cool. I got a platform. I had a platform where you could hear it. But the next time I do, and then at that point though, you got to be making some money. And I tell you why. If you go and create your own website, now you got to promote said website so people can go buy the album. You use Spotify though. You don't delete your Spotify because it's for promotion. You tell people where they can go get it. And don't put all your album on. Don't put your whole album on Spotify. Only use Spotify for your singles. That's what I'm going to be doing from now on. I'll put a single for my next album. I'll tell people it's on that. It's from this album. You can go get the whole album on such and such website, www.cornerstoremusic.com. That's coming. See, if you don't do and be sitting up there thinking about all these different ways that you got to monetize your life, and I know this is all digital, but you get the money from doing whatever you're doing, and then you could go out there and buy you some land and build a house. I love what Boozy is doing. Now, a lot of people don't know who Lil Boozy is. He's a rapper from New Orleans. Now, that dude come from a real Baton Rouge is a fucking. If you ever been to New Orleans, I've been to New Orleans. New Orleans is a tough ass state to live in. Tough, tough. Like Mississippi is tough to live in. It's real poor down there, man. The motherfuckers is poor. There's some rich people that live in every state. Don't get it twisted. In every state, somebody got some money. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's old money. If you white and rich in Mississippi, that's some old fucking bread. You know what I'm saying? So, but a state like Mississippi, they don't have no money, and the people that have money in states like Louisiana and Mississippi don't really invest back into the state. They do, but they're only gonna do it in certain areas. They're not gonna go in them. They're not gonna even go in the poor white areas and invest. That's why I don't understand why the white people around this country who are poor don't be tripping at their conservative ideas. How can you have a conservative you can have conservative uh like me, I have some conservative ideas. I think gun laws are too fucking stiff in states. Like California, the gun law is too stiff here. You know what I'm saying? I believe motherfuckers should be able to go get them a gun and protect themselves. Because these motherfuckers out here will kill. And that's having gun laws like they have in California. What's up, best man? Shout out to the homie in the live chat right now, my man Best over in Nantes, France. He is the co-host of the Corner Store Podcast International podcast, which we do on Saturdays. Hopefully he's free this Saturday and we can do it. I'm trying to see if I might be doing something Saturday. I got to let you know tomorrow, my bro, on Friday, if we're going to do it or not, because I might have something to do. Even though it might be around here in Granada Hills, I might not be free during that time. So, but Saturday at the normal 10 or 12, I think it's 12 will be better. Because it's 9, it'll be 9 where he is. Yeah, 12 noon is cool. Yeah, we might be able to do that. But anyway, he's the co-host of that podcast, as well as the guy who monitors Corner Store Television Europe. He's trying to get it going out there. Hopefully, he's starting to get more subscribers from Europe, and he's telling people from Paris. I mean, from Paris, from France, and his area and his friends to subscribe. Hopefully, we probably need to go and do he needs to set this up since he's the one that's running it. We might have to do a show or a live stream on Corner Store Television Europe's page, but he'd have to set that up and everything. So me and him will talk about that. You know what I'm saying? The homie is on here. Say what's up to him if you're in the live chat. I see I got 2 people that are live and 2 thumbs up. I appreciate y'all being here. But not losing my train of thought, introducing the homie. Uh, the mission you should be on is creating exactly the environment you want to create financially, meaning the environment where you can make money and love what you do at the same time. And that's important because I know for a fact that a lot of people that be on my live chat and that subscribe to me, which is almost 40,000 subscribers at this particular point. Thank y'all so much. We like 35,700 or something like that. We almost at 40,000. I couldn't be more blessed and happy to have that. But anyway, my heart goes out to those who are going through shit, man. When you get up every day and you mad because that job you own, you fucking hate that shit. You hate it. You despise it. But you go because I've been in that situation. I've been in a situation where you hated the job, but if you leave it, you're gonna lose that apartment. You live in paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? You like, fuck, man. If anything was to happen, I remember on a job one time I was working as a salesman for an electronics store. This is the God honest truth. This shit happened to me. And I used to catch the bus home. Like I said, back in the day, I was on that motherfucking bus going to work everywhere. For the longest time, I didn't have a car. I don't know. I don't even want to rehash it because it's just depressing. But imagine you on a bus with your backpack and you got a tie on and the shirt. You look like a complete. I hate wearing ties and shit. I'm a sweatsuit motherfucker. Give me a fitted hat. That ain't thuggish or nothing like that. I like being comfortable, not because I'm a big dude or nothing, because I wasn't even that big back then. I was in way better shape than I am today. And anyway, working on jobs is fucking bullshit. And at that particular time too, I had been put on child support for my other baby mom since she didn't even live in California. And it was under the restrictions of the state that she was living in, which happened to be Virginia. And that's why I never lived in fucking Virginia in my life. Virginia is under a Commonwealth government, and it's just a lot of fucking bureaucracy in that state. So they was fucking with me real bad. So I'm getting killed out here, paycheck wise, because of that, which is all right for my daughter. It is what it is. But I just could not get ahead for shit. You gotta be doing some extra stuff, getting some other money from under the table just to fucking live somewhere. So I was doing a lot of little extra jobs and shit, um, working security, at club, doing all kind of shit just to, make ends meet. I go to this job, man. I'm a salesman selling home audio receivers, speakers, shit like that. They had some kind of party. I don't know if it was a Halloween party. I can't even remember. Maybe I don't think it was nobody's birthday party because I don't think that Bill Muller, the manager of the manager of the store would look out for somebody to have a party for them on their birthday. So it had to be some theme type shit like Christmas or Halloween, something like that. Well, anyway, you could clock out from the break room and leave from a side door. It was weird. It's a big store. It's 3 levels. It was like 2 levels. No, it was 2 levels. The home audio where I used to work at is upstairs. I think you could take the elevator down if I'm not mistaken, but you could also take the stairs. They had this big main stairwell went right back down to the main floor. But anyway, the break room's off in the corner. And when you clock out, you could clock out from that break room or right by the break room and leave out that back door. They had some fucking 2-liter sodas. Now, at that time, 2 liters today, what the sodas, Coca-Cola, the 2-liter big bottles, they're about like $1.50, $2, $3. It's just crazy how expensive shit is today. But back then, they were $1. You could probably go to Ralph's or a grocery store back in the day. This was a while ago. It wasn't the 90s or nothing. It was like the 2000s, like early 2000s, I'd say. Man, it's so hard to remember these times. But anyway, yeah, in the early 2000s, '04 maybe, some shit like that. So 2 liters back then was like $1. You can get 5 for $1 or some shit. I mean, not 5 for $1. I'm tripping. Like 5, $1 each, five for $1 each. 5 for $1, whatever. Whatever. You know what I mean. And they had a few of those motherfuckers sitting on the table in there. Do you know somebody told the next day I come to work, somebody told them that I stole a fucking 2-liter of soda. I was like, what? Yeah, I mean, we checked the cameras to see, but we couldn't tell. But like a couple of the sodas were missing, and people said you were leaving at that time, and you were clocking out. You had your backpack. They didn't see you put them in your bag, but then they were gone. So I couldn't fucking believe it, man. I said, so you mean to tell me you guys called me into this office to say that someone said that I stole 2 liters of soda, orange soda and some Coke or some shit like that? I said, you motherfucker. I said, just like this. I said, you motherfuckers insane. What the fuck I look like taking some soda? I'm not homeless. I got plenty of soda at home. I got a fucking kid, a girl. I was so fucking livid, I didn't know what to do. I like to sock somebody in that motherfucker. Some soda. This is the thing that people are dealing with, especially a black dude like me. I wasn't thuggery, niggery up in there. Like when I approached the a customer, hey, what's up? You want to buy something? Like to give them the idea that I would do something like that. You know what I'm saying? I just it just blew my fucking mind. I said, y'all really accuse me of stealing two liters? No, we don't know. We just you were the last person. And I'm like, well, what am I doing here, man? I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It took me a long time to figure out I wasn't supposed to be working on no jobs, man. Not like I wasn't not like I haven't had jobs before that were perfect and something always would happen. Like I had this one job, I swear I loved it so much. I don't know if I'd be still working there today or some shit like that. But it was a little mechanic shop. It's weird that I'm telling this story because this is real dear to my heart. It's a little mechanic shop on Arlington and Normandy. No, what am I talking about? Arlington? No, they run the same way. What the fuck is Washington? My bad. I don't know why I lost my fucking mind right there. Arlington and Washington Boulevard in Los Angeles, in South Central LA, right on the corner. And what they did there is we would service all of the vehicles from Enterprise Rent a Car. We would do all of their oil changes, even change tires for them. We would go and pick those cars. So I was basically a driver, picking up cars. It was just perfect, man. And all of the fucking enterprises were like within like 5 miles. So traffic was bad back then, not as bad as it is today, but it was bad, especially in that particular little area because the 10 freeway is like right there. So people from going from it, because that street, Arlington goes north and south. People will come south or north trying to get on that freeway to get home, especially at a specific time because it's a specific time everybody's around the same time as going home, and that's usually between 4 and 6 o'clock, 4 and 7 o'clock. Motherfuckers is going home. So it'd be real crazy at that time as far as like traffic. But traffic in LA is just bad all the fucking time. Now, I don't give a fuck what time it is. Traffic in LA is gonna be bad. Right now it's bad. Right now it's 12:25 in Los Angeles. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you jumped on the freeway, you're gonna get bumper to bumper somewhere. I don't give a fuck. But back then it wasn't that bad. But anyway, that particular job, I fucking love that job. When I got that job, I'm like, damn, I would do extra when there wasn't nothing to do. I'm in there sweeping. I'm like, I really didn't have to do that shit. Really, I could just stand there at the podium or go outside and smoke a cigarette. But instead, I would always try to show the dude that owned the place, yo, I'm gonna keep this shit clean. I got the little books right here, nigga. When they pull the car in, I'm gonna write the car up. Boom, 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 bam, pop, pop, pop. Them motherfuckers was seeing that shit. One of the owners didn't like me. He was a Middle Eastern cat. I don't know what country, but I know he was from somewhere. And he kind of was acting funny. He kind of broke the ice one day when I had been working there because I didn't have no money for lunch. And he's like, what you eating for lunch? I'm like, nah, I ain't bring nothing today. And he's like, yo, he gave me like $20. He said, go blah, blah, blah. Get you a burger, give me a burger. What's his name? One burger too, and da, da, da. Keep the change. I was like, oh shit. So I went and got the little burger meals. I had my like $8 left. So that was cool. And it was this one chick that worked there, white lady. She was a secretary. Weird as fuck. Some kind of way we got into it. Time, I'm not gonna get into the whole thing, but one thing led to another, and the motherfuckers, I made a mistake of doing something to where they ain't like that shit. They let me go. It's like one of them fucking stupid ass situations. I was so distraught about that shit. That shit broke my heart because I love that fucking job. It was helping me. I was in a situation where I was staying with the homie. I was trying to get my money right, get my own shit. I'm telling you, the world fucking sucks. These jobs, man, there's too many fucking emotions, too many weirdos on there. People don't want you to just come to the job, clock in, put your head down and work. They gotta fuck with you. They hate it when you come into a job. Other motherfuckers that's been working there hate it when a new dude come and he good. Then there's some who, when you do come and they're like, damn, he worked good. It's always one dude to be like, fuck, this nigga's good. I don't want him to work here. And they try to trip you up. And I don't even want to get into all the other stories. I got so many job stories, bro. It's just, fuck that. What you need to be doing is calling your own fucking shots, not under the auspices of nobody. Even if you own your, like me owning a media company, and say I get to a point where somebody says, "All right, won't you come cover this event I'm having? Set your podcast up there, and it's between this time." They're basically telling you what they would like you to do, but you have the obligation to say, "Nah, I ain't gonna come to that," or at least you can call your own shots in that way. And even if you came to the event, you're gonna shoot it the way you want to shoot it. You're gonna give them the footage that what I'm saying. Unless you got a contract, these motherfuckers don't have no authority over you. They invited you to the thing, yeah, but you're gonna go in there with respect, and you're gonna set your stuff up where they say set it up, and you're gonna do your shit the way you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things of having control of your own shit is important, and that's really how corner store television became a thing. If you look at any of the stuff on my shorts, on my videos, this is stuff that I love. You ain't gotta like it. I still to this day on shit that I post. I took down a post the other day. It was of Justice League. Some motherfucker, and it started to pick up steam. People starting to like the content. But somebody made oh man, you be posting some ass shit, some shit that's ass. And the only reason why I took that particular scene down, because I actually didn't like the scene as much as some other shit that was in Justice League. It was more me taking it down for that than what he said. But that shit did fuck with me. That's the first time some little bullshit fuck with me. It was stupid and little. I'm like, why am I even tripping off of this? But it's always somebody gonna try to tear you down. Just like the people at the jobs I've worked for. Even if you're trying to do something on your own, even if you're trying to make your own destiny and make your own money, generational money that you don't be having to worry about nothing. You could pay all your bills, and then at the end of the day, you still have a surplus of funds for not only entertainment, or to be able to, entertainment is taking somebody out and you being able to do some shit or maybe buy something for yourself, but as well as for emergencies. Because a lot of us live to the point of paying bills. We'll get that check and you already calculating how much is going to be gone of it. And you hoping there's enough left so you can have not only an emergency surplus, but maybe go get a hot dog or something, or go to a ball game or a basketball game and entertain yourself. Maybe go to a movie. Fuck. Buy a book if you're in the books. We living in a world where this shit life is as tight as a fucking virgin's booty hole. That shit ain't cool, man. And the funny thing is, the homeboy, best Matthew, guess what? He living the same way over in France. He's living in a beautiful city. It's a beach city, gorgeous. But the motherfucker got to go to work. If you don't go to work, you're going to end up on the French streets just like you would end up on some American streets. Hoping somebody bless your ass with an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit all over this planet. Governments all over the world think the same way. And some think that way even worse. You think Trump is showing the true testament of what he wants as a negative ass America. There are some countries, if you went over there and you see how these people live, you'd be like, oh shit, I'm glad I'm in the States. That's true. Because over there is really about who has money and who doesn't. Here is like that too. It really is. But you can fight your way out of that if you find your niche. And you know what? They may not like you when you get rich, but they got to welcome you with open arms because you got a gang of money now. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. And the only reason why I can say that is Cardi B. Cardi B is a straight hood ass chick. She from the bottom. She'll tell you that herself. But guess what? They accepted her ass. You know why they accept her? Yeah, she paints a certain portrait, a certain picture that people go, yeah, that's how they acting up. I don't give a fuck. That bitch still got stacks and stacks of bread. And y'all got a letter in the Waldorf Astoria. You got a letter in the W. She can chill out in San Tropez. She can go to the Riviera and with some diamond necklace on from Cartier, walk right in that bitch and gamble. That's because she got that bread now. That's the thing that rules the day. Let me tell you this. Don't let me fuck around and get some millions of dollars. It's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna get blessed that people don't want to be blessed. They're gonna get haircuts. They're gonna look like aristocrats. And they used to be on the fucking street wearing all kind of stanky clothes and feet. So ashy you could strike a match on them motherfuckers. But when I get through with them, they mind gonna be right. They're gonna be taking the medicine they supposed to be taking for their mental conditions, and they asses is gonna be washed, and they fucking haircuts is gonna be off the chain, and you gonna see them in little suits with a wool lapel, nigga looking smooth. You be like, what the is that Ernie? Used to be over there? Oh hell no. Yeah, nigga, that's Ernie. Ernie got a little single apartment with a couple dollars in the bank, and he going to his meetings, and he work over here at this beautiful ass building as a concierge. Nigga, teeth is all clean and looking great. I'm gonna bless some people with the money I get. Promise you. It's gonna be one person at a time. Gonna find out where they mind at and what they trying to do. Put them in a position to get that bread and get they family or whatever their situation is handled. Watch what the fuck I say. This ain't all about me just being getting the money and buying a house, which I'm gonna do, or whatever property I have. It's not just about me doing that. It's about me getting myself comfortable so I can help my fellow man on everything I love. And that's me, that shit. You think I'm lying about that? You don't know me. And if you're just a subscriber that sees me on a passing fancy, you probably don't think I'm telling the truth. But real motherfuckers know. Big Dex ain't for that bullshit. I have getting terrible grammar. I have gotten blessed to be doing what I'm doing right now. I have been given an opportunity to do what I'm doing right now. I'm not finna squander that. And nah, I'm not making no bunch of money right now. I'd be lying like a motherfucker if I said all that. I drive a 2019 Mitsubishi Outlander. Nice ass SUV. That shit clean the motherfucker. I ain't no job. God give me every dollar I get every month because that shit comes from divine intervention. I am a true I am truly God in God's favor on everything I love. I am truly in God's favor because I levitate every damn day. And what I mean by that is miraculous things happen every fucking month to keep me going, keep my crib. I will show you my spot. I got a nice home. I got a nice crib. Nigga, I live in a pretty nice part of Southern California. You know what I'm saying? Real suburban. You know what I'm saying? I had to get out the city to get my fucking mind right. You know what I'm saying? I had to get in some peace and quiet where I could actually sit and do my live streaming and shit like that. You feel me? Have some decent neighbors that come knock on your door at 8 o'clock with Christmas gifts. Thank you for the gift you gave me and give me some shit back and treat me with respect and wave when they see me and act like some fucking human beings around me. Ain't nothing perfect in this world. But you come close to perfection when you give yourself over to the man upstairs and you let him know every day you're trying your best to be the best for you, the best for your family, and the best for him. And that's real talk. I mean that by, man, I mean that. You know what I'm saying? Before we get out of here, I want y'all to hear something. I know I've been talking about some real positive shit today, and it deserves to be given that light. It does. And let me see something here. I'm gonna find it right now. You gotta hear the shit that's going on in this motherfucker's mind. We'll start with this right here. And this was reported by a TikToker in regards to what's going on with the government.
Cue the Epstein distraction now. Trump just posted, Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. It will only get bigger, and the shock to them will be like nothing they have ever seen before, until such time as they return to the United States of America all of the oil, land, and other assets they previously stole from us. What? The illegitimate Maduro regime is using oil from these stolen oil fields to finance themselves drug, terrorism, human trafficking, murder, and kidnapping. For the theft of our assets and many other reasons, including terrorism, drug smuggling, and human trafficking, the Venezuelan regime has been designated a foreign terrorist organization. Therefore, today I am ordering a total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers going into and out of Venezuela. The illegal aliens and criminals that the Maduro regime has sent to the United States during the weak and inept Biden administration, gotta have Biden in there somewhere, are being returned to Venezuela at a rapid pace. America will not allow criminals, terrorists, and other countries to rob, threaten, and harm our nation, and likewise will not allow a hostile regime to take our oil, land, and any other assets of which must be returned to the United States immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This guy is insane. Like, what stolen land and assets is he talking about?
Crazy as fuck.
So let me get this straight. Trump is calling the entire country of Venezuela a terrorist organization now, designating them as that so that he can attack them. And he is saying that their land, their oil, and other undefined assets were the property of the United States that were stolen from our country? When? Where? How did any of this ever happen? Sure. This guy is mentally ill. He is insane, criminally insane. None of this ever happened. Please, someone comment, give me the proof that any...
I told you. I said this on previous podcasts that they're down there to steal that oil. This dude has absolutely lost his mind. He said, you guys voted for this shit. You voted a motherfucker in there who has been stealing money. The reason why there's all of a sudden now they're laying claims on a country that has been sovereign for hundreds of years. America has no claims on Venezuelan soil. They don't. Venezuela used to be a Spanish colony, and then it got its independence. Now, the funny thing is, this dude is making all this shit up as he goes. He's telling, and American people ain't saying nothing. Watch all these psychopathic ass American citizens get behind them invading that country and stealing that oil, because really, a lot of people in this country are all about stealing anyway. You seen it on videos. Motherfuckers is going in people's yards stealing their Christmas ornaments. And it's crazy. People are losing their fucking minds. And this dude is fucking leading the charge. He's absolutely mobilized my military, the military that my fucking son is in. My son is in that Navy blockade down there. That shit pissing me the fuck off. He got all them warships and warplanes and shit flying over that fucking country, and they are basically going to rob them people at gunpoint. Steal their oil. Now they're claiming that that's American soil. This shit is going crazy. These people are going crazy, man. Look, who started shit like that? Who did shit like that back in World War II? Adolf Hitler. We got a leader now that just summarily invades other countries. He's invading other countries like Napoleon. And I think he's reminiscing himself to actually being a dictator like Julius Caesar or somebody like that. This dude is insane. And here's more from this fucking nut.
Getting land, oil rights, whatever we had, they took it away because we had a president that maybe wasn't watching. But they're not going to do that. We want it back. They took our oil rights. We had a lot of oil there. As you know, they threw our companies out, and we want it back. Getting land, oil rights.
Now, did you hear what this? I know it was a lot of, it was Air Force 2. He was getting out of the helicopter, or Marine 1, or whatever the fuck they call that shit. and it was hard to really hear because of the helicopter. But he's saying that he basically told on himself. He's saying that they kicked us out of there. There used to be oil companies that were leasing land and pumping oil out of in Venezuela. They had, there's a lot of countries that America's very slick. There was a movie that John Wayne did many, many years ago called Hellfire or something like that, Hellfighters. And it was about, he was like a guy who would go and stop oil wells when they catch fire, because if they catch fire, it's just like a fireball just going up. That oil will just be on fire and it'll just be shooting. And they have to blow that, like put explosive on it to blow that shit out so it'll turn back into oil, and they could cap it and put the pumps back on it. And so other countries have been leasing their land to the United States to pump oil, billions of dollars. They paid them countries billions of dollars to do that, because that shows you how much money is in oil. And that's the reason why they're trying to hang on to that oil, because it's just millions and billions of dollars that's made from making gasoline from oil. So that's why these oil companies like Chevron and 76 and all these different companies will go out to these small countries like South America, like Venezuela, and they would go to the governments and say, yo, we'll pay you X amount if we can bring crews over here. And they would pump that oil and they drive that shit to the ships, and they would, the Venezuelan government was like, get y'all asses out of here. Those leases are up. You got to get your crews out of here. And that pissed off the oil. See, Trump is not president for the citizens. He's president for the industries. He makes no bones about that. He's telling you right now, by stealing, and not only, this is the thing that's really deep about this. People don't understand that they have been spending your tax dollars. All that tariff money and all that shit is going in their pockets. All you doing is filling that entire taxes and more higher products at the store. Those tariffs, and then this son of a bitch has the nerve. Now, I'm telling you, they're evil incarnate. They are evil. Now he's given a dividend of $1,776 checks to the military. He giving them less than $2,000 checks, but he's going to say we're giving that dividend to them to commemorate the 1776 revolution or some shit. I thought it's the craziest shit I ever heard in my life. I think I might have some audio on that. Here we go. I don't think this is some audio still about the Venezuelan thing, but I did have that audio. I just didn't keep it. But check this out.
Sir, on the issue of drugs, is it accurate that you were considering an executive?
This is very important. Let me run this back. This is important to me. And for all those who use marijuana, this is very important to you. So listen to this.
Sir, on the issue of drugs, is it accurate that you are considering an executive order to reclassify marijuana under the control?
We are considering that, yeah.
Are you planning?
Because a lot of people want to see it, the reclassification, because it leads to tremendous amounts of research that can't be done unless you reclassify. So we are looking at that very strongly.
Sir,
that motherfucker is going to try to repeal marijuana. So he sees how many cats. Look, that's another thing. They don't like. There's a lot of black people who have started marijuana farms and dispensaries, and they're making millions. They just put the dude who had came up with the Cookies brand of marijuana. He just got locked up for some bullshit. So you just better, man, look, if you start making some money and you from the hood, you better have your P's and your Q's, your I's dotted, your T's crossed, because they're coming to try to trip you up to take your assets. You better have an attorney. I don't have an attorney yet, as of yet. Only attorney I gave some money to it was like, I guess I can go back to him if I need him, but I paid him a fee to look over some paperwork and shit. Man, having an attorney on retainer, you got to have some money coming in. So I guess if I really needed to have somebody look at a contract, I could scrounge some money up and have them look at it. But I want an attorney on retainer, like give them 10, 15,000 and say, yo, hold on to that because I'm gonna need your services type shit. And like if you buy some property, you want an attorney there, or at least a subordinate, a paralegal or somebody there to represent you, you know what I'm saying, while you looking at the paperwork and figuring out what you're gonna do. Because I found the spot in Linwood. The only problem with Linwood, it's kind of hood over there. I want to open up. It's a live in and shop. You could like have your store. I could have my corner store media studio downstairs and live upstairs. Pretty nice building. It's in the I area. I don't know what the back or the alley looks like, but it's all right. It's just I don't know if I'd have enough foot traffic or people. I'd have to do a whole lot of uh, internet media and promotion for that store because I don't really know. I got to get over in that area to kind of see what it looks like, the building looks like, but the building's only $500,000, and that's cheap for California. You're talking about a living space of obviously if it's that cheap, you're gonna have to renovate. You're gonna have to renovate the shit out of it. And that means if you could get it for less than 500, and I'm pretty sure I could because it was like 499. So if you go in and talk about I got 450, they're gonna sell you the building. That means you'll own the shit outright, not put down on I'm not putting down shit on anything. Whenever I end up buying, if I'm gonna do something like that, I'm buying the motherfucking building and just pay the taxes on the building, and figure out because the city of Linwood is its own city. So they have their own little, you know what I'm saying? Even it's a small city. Linwood is small. It's like that big. So you can go to whatever the city hall is and find out how much I'm sure business licenses in the city of Linwood is very cheap. And you're gonna need an attorney for that, man. You're gonna need an attorney to help you to build that business's portfolio, as well as help you find the right contractors to come in, or at least help you find the right real estate person or person who can put you in the right direction to get you a good contractor to build that place you want. You're going to have to start with the living space. You got to start with the living space. You got to go up there and see. And once I get that living space squared away, the shit downstairs, that's different. Now you can be cleaning the shit downstairs out while the living space is being renovated. That's what I'd be doing for sure. I'd clean that fucking place out all the way, get that living space upstairs immaculate because they said that the living space over the top, but I'm going to live there. I could put a renter up there and charge them rent, but in Linwood, I'd probably say you might be able to get away with that building where it's situated. I ain't going to tell you exactly where it is, where that building's situated. I don't think nobody would live there other than somebody that would be opening and closing your store, or someone who don't mind to live in the business district like that. I could live there if I own the store downstairs and the media company downstairs. That means when I get up in the morning, I'm going down there. I would rather do that than to live away from it because I'd like to get the business popping first. Like my son gets out of the Navy, once I get that place, if I was to get it, if I really seriously wanted to pursue getting that place, it could be a host of things. My son get out of the Navy in like 2 or 3 more years. I buy that building, I get it running, I get the store perfect, everything. I got it on Instagram, commercials about it, people starting to come and buy a few things that I create, and you're gonna have to stock the store too. So there's a lot of money involved. To get that shit up and running, to live in it, to get the store open, to get the materials in there, to get the POS system to where when people want to buy, they can buy, to get a web, all of that. You talking about at least $1 million to do it right. Not little by little. No, to fucking do it right. Get that shit right. Open that motherfucker up. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? We open from 10 to 6. After 6, it's a podcast studio. Whatever, however the fuck I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And shit would evolve then too. I'm gonna tell you right now, it'll be the most different fucking thing in the city of Linwood. It'll be the most different fucking thing in the city of Linwood. People that live in the city of Linwood be like, damn, there's a little store over there, nigga. They do a podcast, blah, blah, blah. The shit be on YouTube, da, da, da. It'll pop off. Now that could bring positive feedback and positive motherfuckers wanting to come over and buy something from Corner Store Television, Left Coast Clothing, da, da, da. And it also could bring negative reaction. Like niggas trying to break it. No, you ain't finna break in here, nigga. If I do this shit right and I put the necessary security measures in place, as well as, more pew pews up in there and all that, and then hire some dudes that I know that looking for need work, and hopefully you hire the motherfuckers that you know that's gonna respect you enough to be on time and actually be there to help out, and nigga come in there tripping, nigga, we'll handle that. I'll handle that, nigga, if I had to. I hire a couple little girls that's working in there. I wish a nigga would come in there, start tripping. Nigga, you finna get your head blew off because that's my shit. So if you're not out there dreaming like that, if you're not out there trying to make shit happen like that, you wasting your time. And that's for real, for real. The only reason I'm even saying that is because if you're not out here trying to make it happen and make as much bread as you absolutely need to take care of yourself, especially if it's just you. Especially if it's just you. If you got mouths to feed, you obviously trying your best. And I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't always try my best. And I apologize to my BMs, my baby mamas, for not always putting my best. But I would try. They see me do things, and I would come home with a couple bucks here and there and make it happen. I remember when my son was born. I didn't know where I was gonna get the money to, buy all the baby shit. I came up with it. Came up with like 10 bands. That was a long time ago, and that was a hustle that I did that could have got me blipped. And I don't mean killed. I mean locked the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Those days is over. I don't take no penitentiary nothing no more. Especially not because I'm too old. It ain't about being too old to do some fraud type shit. You ain't never too old to do that. And there's people old as fuck doing fraud right now. Because they don't realize that's not gonna do nothing for you but give you some quick money. And then if you get caught, you go into quick jail. And jail ain't never quick as far as the time you spend there. You'll do something for 15 minutes and get 15 years. That's a gamble. I can't do that. That's just retarded. Career criminals know the consequences and they accept it. I'm not a career criminal, so I can't accept those consequences. I can't do it. I want money, but I don't want money that much, that bad. I'd rather go ahead and try to do it the hard way. And that's to build something from the ground up that people go, I fuck with that. Because if you do it that way, it's like a plant, like this plant I got on my porch. I would take you outside. This plant wasn't dying or nothing. Now my neighbor, which I actually appreciate now because this plant has a lot of meaning to me. My neighbor gave me this plant, and it was small. It wasn't little. It was like maybe this big at first. It was in a ceramic pot. I thought the pot was real cool. When these gardeners come here, and they'll be here tomorrow, they blow all of the dust all over the porch. They think they blowing the shit off, but you got to sweep your fucking porch after the motherfuckers leave. I accidentally knocked over the plant and cracked the pot. I was mad. The reason why is I started kind of liking that plant. I started caring about that plant. Even though it was in that little pot, and I knew I was going to have to repot it one day because it was starting to grow. It was almost like that was supposed to happen. Because a few days went by before I had enough money to go to the little DIY store near me and buy some soil. And that's another thing. DIY, none of your fucking people be walking around answering no questions. So if you go to a DIY store, if there's one in your area, the people will not help you. Anyway, I go in there and I find some soil because I couldn't get the information on it. And I found a pot and I repotted that plant. I really did a good job. That plant is growing crazy on this fucking porch. Looks beautiful. Looks like a 4-leaf clover plant. And the only reason why I brought that up is to say to you, the only way you're going to do anything in this world is you got to plant that seed and you got to water that shit and you got to nurture it and you got to put it in the sun. That's how it's going to pop off. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And Ice Cube said it best. If you're not willing to put 5-6 years into something without making a dollar, but doing it because you love it and you know one day somebody else is going to love it just like you do, and love it enough to where when you come on your live stream or you put a video up that they come to your channel and say, Dex, that's tight. It's starting to resonate like that with people on Corner Store TV. Corner Store Podcast starting to get a few people that actually listen to what I'm talking about, my opinion. Because it's all opinion based. Everything from Corey Holcomb's 5150 to Big Facts to them weird ass dudes, the Tate brothers, to that weird dude Myron or whatever, Fresh and Fit. All of this shit is opinion based. And the only thing that people gravitate to is that person's opinion. So if that opinion is a negative one, that's the type of person you are. You fuck with Myron because you believe in that negative shit that he talk about. No disrespect, bro, but you be going in. And I know it's all about making money, but I don't get out like that. I'm all about hip hop music, uplifting people, telling you to do the best you can and don't worry about nobody's bullshit. And pretty much that's it, man. But I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. I appreciate every one of y'all, all the people that was on the live stream. Leave a like and leave a comment on this live, please. I do this every day, some type of way. But Corner Store Podcast is on Tuesdays and Thursdays with a bunch of other content around it. So have a blessed day. God bless you. Stay cool, stay calm, and always stay striving to do the best you can. It's your boy, OMD300, man. I'm going to check y'all later. Peace.